Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's broadcast. You're watching coverage of NJSIAA Group 1 playoffs in South Jersey's region of the state. We have the 9-7-1 Glassboro Bulldogs facing off against a 9-10-1 Audubon Green Wave. Now, even though those records are a bit different than each other, Glassboro is ranked 10th and Audubon is ranked 7th, facing off in today's game. And I think what is more apparent of the fact that Audubon is ranked 7th is the fact that they have not won a game in their division. Teams like Haddon Heights, Haddonfield, Haddon Township, they've held their own against them, but they haven't mustered a win. They were 0-10 in the regular season in Liberty Division play in the Colonial Conference, and that one tie was a 1-1 tie early in the month of October against Woodstown. Now for Glassboro, they've been a bit of a different story. They lost to Audubon to start the year. They lost 5-1. But obviously, if things have changed, as calendars have turned, well, guess what? The tables have turned as well. Glassboro has been riding a long winning streak where they haven't lost since October 8th with a 3-0 loss to Shalek. After that, they won 7-3 versus Gloucester Catholic, 5-1 versus Pensauken, 2-2 tie against Riverside, 6-2 win versus Salem, 2-1 win versus Woodstown, 6-0 win at Wildwood, and 4-1 win at Gateway. And that's where they end their regular season. They're 3-5 in Tri-County Diamond Division play. However, when it comes to their overall record, they stand at 9-7-1. And they did pretty good in the Tri-County Conference as well. Just a lot like Audubon, it's a team with a lot of promise that's been losing very important games against divisional opponents. They're only 3-5 in divisional play. Audubon was 0-10 in divisional play for the Colonial Conference, the Liberty Division. For the Glassboro Bulldogs, they have two very primary scorers, both with over 10 goals this year. The senior Ryan Carter, the midfielder, 43 points in the 2021 season, with 18 of them being goals and 7 assists. This is according to highschoolsports.nj.com, by the way. And also, Atakan Ozdemir with 15 goals, 36 points, and 6 assists. Other important scorers for Glassboro include sophomore Emherman Kier with 4 goals and 24 points, 16 assists. He's really a main guy on offense for Glassboro. If there's an assist for the Bulldogs today, expect one of them to be from Emherman Kier, as he has 16 assists this year. Really an impressive feat for him. And also with 6 assists is Ozdemir, as we mentioned before, and with 4 goals, 5 assists, and 13 points overall, Matthew Rodriguez, the senior backfielder. We'll be starting in about 10 minutes as, well, Audubon and Glassboro, they'll be facing off in NJSIAA South Jersey Group 1 playoffs. As it's a Tri-County opponent versus a Colonial Conference opponent, it's going to be fun. This is Dan Wilkins on the call with an exclusive broadcast from Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. We hope you enjoy today's game, and we'll see you in about 10 minutes for the opening kick. Before we begin, let's take a look at the NJSIAA tournament for the South Jersey Group 1. The first round matchups. The full tournament bracket is available on highschoolsports.nj.com. Just go to boys soccer and then go to brackets and go to NJSIAA tournament, and you'll find South Jersey Group 1. All of these games are to be played today on November 1st. It's Palmyra versus Pennsville, Palmyra being the number 1 seed, Penns Grove versus Gateway, Woodstown versus Buena, Clayton versus Pittman, Schalich versus Maple Shade, Lindenwold versus Willingboro, Audubon versus Glassboro, the game you're watching now, and Woodbury versus Haddon Township. The team on the left is the home team. Team on the right is the away team. This one's going to be fun, folks. Audubon and Glassboro, two teams about 20 minutes apart from each other. I think, honestly, in all respect, this one is going to be a fun game. I think, for all intents and purposes, for Audubon soccer, a team that's had its hardships, a team that has had its ups and downs, a truly roller coaster season. They've managed to stay afloat, even though a little bit below 500, a little bit lower than they wished to travel. They still have themselves a bright future. And remember, if Audubon wins, they will play the winner of Woodbury versus Haddon Township. Now, for Woodbury, they are the home team in that game. And if Glassboro wins, then they will face the winner of that game too. So, in a round of 16, it's just getting started. The NJSIAA Group 1 South Jersey playoffs, as we do have a second official showing up here. 2:57 p.m. Eastern Time, both teams lining up on the far side of the field, as you can see. This one is just about to be underway in the next 2 or 3 minutes. You're watching Dan Wilkins broadcasting coverage of Colonial Conference versus Tri-County. It's Glassboro and Audubon coming up next.
Dan, where does Woodbury play at? What field, do you know?
Never been there. Both teams are quite hyped up, as you can see, as starting a playoff round, starting a playoff tournament. It's never the easiest thing in the world, but it's pretty easy to get hyped up and to get excited for the start of a new playoff tournament. This will be interesting to see how it plays out. You know, at the end of the day, we'll see who ends up winning the rest of the round of 16. I believe if Audubon advances to the round of 8, that will be sometime later this week, maybe during New Jersey Teachers Convention weekend. But again, full tournament information is available on highschoolsports.nj.com. Just go to boys soccer, go to the brackets section, and you'll find yourself where you need to be for the NJSIAA South Jersey Group 1 tournament. Got a lot of Glassboro fans to my right, a lot of Audubon fans to my left. I have some family that reside in Pittman, and, you know, I'm in Glassboro a lot. Some good representation for Angelo's Diner. Need a bagel in the morning. But Glassboro hasn't lost since October 8th, and they haven't tied or lost a game since October 15th. So this will be a fun one for a team that's been in a bit of a slide versus a team that is on the up and up. A bit of a rocky start for Glassboro this year. They lost to Audubon to start the season 5-1, but that's not going to let them hinder their performance. They're not going to let a past loss get on their backs and get in their minds. They're going to put it beside them, and they're going to realize, hey, we haven't lost in nearly a month. Let's do this. And for Audubon, they have to be a bit more defensive about it. When they had their last regular season game versus Haddonfield, the ball was on Haddonfield's side a lot of the time. Audubon wasn't really charging too much. And if they want to win, they have to be a bit more conservative on defense and a bit more aggressive on offense if they want to score those goals. For the goalkeeper, the sophomore Marcus Brown, for Glassboro, the goalkeeper Marcus Brown, he's made 121 saves this year. A good number, but we'll see if John Perozzi can outsave him, if you will, as both teams will line up. And we're just about ready to get underway in NJSIAA Group 1 South Jersey playoffs. It's the number 7 seeded Audubon Green Wave versus the number 10 seeded Glassboro Bulldogs. You're watching Dan Wilkins broadcasting exclusive live coverage of today's game. We hope you enjoy today's broadcast, and if you have any feedback or questions about future broadcasts, make sure to email us at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. The line judge is saying, "How we doing, parents?" Connecting with the crowd. Lining up right over the ball, Tyler Wiltsey, Connor Bellata, and Hayden Wiltsey to his right, and to his left appears to be Ryan Clark and Trent Bannell. To his left, Matt Rodriguez, the junior defenseman. When the whistle blows, we'll start the clock, and we're underway. Already on the far side of the field towards Glassboro's goalkeeper. Here goes Connor Bellata, Audubon's leading scorer. Passing it back to the freshman Trent Bannell, and it will roll out of play. But hey, getting up and getting rolling. Good start for Audubon. Connor Bellata will kick this one from the corner. He looks to find an open man. From the right side of your screen, he puts up his left hand. Rushing in is Josh Roselle, the senior. Line drive kick. This one will bounce. And look at Hayden Wiltsey, who's going to kick this one into no man's land, into the parking lot. That's the great thing about playing on a field like this. One errant kick and it can go into Walmart. Glassboro will kick this one. A liner from Jaden Tossey, the junior midfielder. It's now a little collision there with Ethan Roth. As now it's out of play towards the scorer's table. Blocked by the leading scorer, or at least one of them, second in line for Glassboro, number 11, Atakan Ozdemir. Passed back. Now this one's going to run. Look at Ozdemir. He's got a good one, and it just missed to the right side. That was really close for Atakan Ozdemir. He kicked it to the right side, and I had a sinking feeling that it was a score for a sec. But not quite. This will be brought in from the corner. And it'll be kicked in once again by Jaden Tossey. For the corner kick. Here comes a good one. It's relayed and brought in by John Perozzi. Oh, look at this. Damian Broadhurst basically kicks it into no man's land. But look at Connor Bellata looking to save the day. He doesn't get it. Connor Bellata had a good shot there. Just couldn't hang on to it. A good kick and a good volley from Damian Broadhurst. This one's a short kick, basically intercepted by Hayden Wiltsey. Now Bellata will bring it back. Hayden Wiltsey will now bring it back into Glassboro's possession to Gavin Dillard. Back up in the air, downed by Ryan Carter. That's Glassboro's leading scorer. Cooper Bannell on a rush, and it goes to the left side. Glassboro with 2 shots on goal, all of them really close. As we're just 3 minutes in and we're already high intensity. John Perozzi will look to throw this in. Rather to his left side, it's Makayo Kelly, the senior. Here's a liner. It'll fall just shy of midfield, bounce back. It'll almost get picked up by Matt Rodriguez. Now back out. Off of Jacob Fitzgerald, the sophomore. Now to Hayden Wiltsey, some collision, foot-on-foot contact. Hayden Wiltsey goes down. Back up he goes as Ryan Carter stands over him. Back out to Carter. Before it was passed out to Emerhan Kier. Another good score for them. This one's deflected. This one goes out to the far side of the field with Gavin Dillard, the freshman. And this one goes out to the Green Wave sideline. like we said for Glassboro and their head coach, Alexis Mendoza, I got to talk to him before the game. This is an up-and-up team. This is a team that started off rough and then now hasn't lost a game since October 8th. They really have a lot of promise, and honestly, in the first 4 minutes, they're really showing it. They're showing that they're not going to take a slow start to the game. They are going to get things going on a rolling start. John Perozzi goes for a slide and saves it. Brought in by the senior Ethan Roth. Josh Roselle. Still on the far side of the field. And it will roll out of play. We'll see who throws this one in. It'll be Glassboro's, appears to be Ethan Roth. Oh, look at this. Saving it is Desmond Vassell. Now Keir has it. Makai O'Kelly looks to save a little bit there as Cooper Bantle bounces this one up with a lot of backwards curve. Putting the ball in front of him is Vassell. Now back up to Matt Rodriguez, who kicks it on a hop, blocked by Atakan Ozdemir. Now Ozdemir looks for a man open. And that one will go out of play. No doubt about that one. If you're just tuning in, it's scoreless, 5:48 into the game. Just getting started from Audubon. Line drive. This will take not even one bounce. It'll go up in the air. And now back out to Wiltsey, who's going to take this on a hop. Bounces and out of play. And it'll roll into the spectator area. This will be thrown in by Desmond Vassell, who takes it on a hop down to Matt Rodriguez. Right at midfield to Atakan Ozdemir. Now bounces up, takes a weird bounce, and Cooper Bantle prevents that from formulating. Oh, he took down the pylon, and it will roll out of play. Gavin Dillard basically ran straight on into the flag, takes it down, and the ball ends up landing behind the goalpost. Makai O'Kelly to the left of the goalkeeper, Perozzi, with a liner. Right at midfield, it drops in to be deflected off the head of Desmond Vassell. A little backward kick by Ryan Carter. Now look at Ozdemir. He's got a good run on this one. It bounces and it gets deflected. Now Ryan Wolak, the senior, on the far side of the field, and it will roll off the chain link fence out of play. Going down on the ground is Ozdemir. And now throwing it in very quickly and swiftly is Ryan Wolak. Keep in mind with the wind, it might play a little bit of factors in how the ball travels. It's blowing towards us and maybe a little bit to the left. If that gives you perspective. I don't have a compass or anything to tell where the wind's blowing, but I'm also not a meteorologist. This one's popped up. Right just past the yellow circle at midfield. Now Matt Rodriguez trying to get possession. This one's a line drive and a can of corn right to Perozzi. Here comes a throw. Bounces in on a hop. Right to Wiltsey. Wiltsey's on the run. He keeps this one in play. This one might be trouble. It's blocked by Vassell. Now back out to Bellotta, who will roll this one over towards the corner. It will stay in play miraculously. Now Trent Bantle comes down with it, and a block to the right side. It gets deflected a little bit, but Marcus Brown brings it down, and it's a save for Glassboro. Very high intensity to start, just 8.5 minutes in, and we already have several shots on goal and a very close opportunity to make this game anything more than scoreless. Bounced off the head of the junior, Matt Rodriguez. Now back out to another junior, Dom Giordano, as it gets popped up. This one will go out of play as Hayden Wiltsey had a good chance at it, but this will be thrown in by Vassell again. A little low-powered throw, but still gets the job done. Now it gets deflected off of Giordano back to Ozdemir. Ozdemir back out to Rodriguez. A little bit of a misdirect there with Josh Roselle. Still in Glassboro's possession, and it Oh, just went out of play. Wow, that was close. Wow, that was really close. Maybe just went a foot, if not less, over the goalpost. And this game remains scoreless, 9-17 and counting. Makayo Kelly gets it off the head of Wiltsey, but it's back in Glassboro's possession. A block in the back by Wiltsey. Back out to the other number 10, Ryan Carter, as it's brought in by Ethan Roth, another senior, and it goes out of play towards the Audubon sideline on the far side of the field. Folks, it's still early in this one, just about 10 minutes in. If you're looking for more broadcasts from Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, tune in on Saturday as the Oakland Cougars in the 115 and 140-pound division face off against the Belmar Purple Eagles at home in Week 8 of the WJYFL West Jersey Youth Football League. Adakon Ozdemir really having some impressive footwork, getting the ball out of the possession of Ryan Clark and Connor Bellata. Keep in mind, Ozdemir is a sophomore, and he's doing all of this. As this one will be deflected well past Giordano, and it will roll out of play. That wasn't anybody's fault, though. That just kind of laid where it lies. As now Rodriguez kicks it back, it goes to Ozdemir. Ozdemir kicks it off his back foot. Look at that footwork. That is impressive. Goes back out to Tyler Wiltsey. Tyler Wiltsey now with a good run, as tripping out from underneath him is Ozdemir. Looks like this will be a penalty kick, as following the slide from behind by Glassboro's second leading scorer, Adakon Ozdemir, the forward. Now it'll be kicked in by, that's not Ryan Wallach, that is, yes, that's Ryan Wallach. And it's saved. No real contest whatsoever from Marcus Brown. He saves this one, and we stay scoreless. A kick that's punted over in the middle. Off the head of Kelly, brought back, kind of went a little too far, now back out to Broadhurst, stays in Glassboro's possession for now, as Wiltsey kind of bats it down, kind of forces it to the ground. It goes to the far side of the corner, players flying everywhere. That was Ethan Roth and Tyler Wiltsey who made contact. As it appears to me that we'll have a penalty kick. From the corner, that is.
Here we go, Green, come on.
We'll see what they can make out of this. Connor Bellata is a great master of the line drive kick from the corner. He's had several goals of that sort this year. Although this is a penalty kick, and obviously with a lot more on the line in the playoffs, every goal matters, every point matters. We'll see what Bellata can do. 12-24 and counting. Kelly kind of jumped the start a little bit. Now he breaks away from Jacob Fitzgerald. Here comes the kick in off the head of Giordano, and it goes to the right side unsuccessfully. This will stay in Glassboro's possession, and it will be kicked in by Jaden Tossey, kind of their kicker by default when it comes to bringing it to the left side of the goalpost. Liner over the middle. Coming on down, Giordano back out to Broadhurst. Taken in by Fitzgerald off the head, or off the right shin of Ozdemir. Ryan Carter and Trent Bantle going after it. They're going hard at it. Now here comes a kick lined up by Emerhan Kier. And it goes right to Perozzi on a simple bounce. Kind of a little scoop there by Perozzi as he just goes completely way up in the air. Takes a slight bounce and gets off the foot of Vessel. He was basically sliding in there. Look at Ozdemir. I mean, he's got incredible speed. He knows what he's doing. Being one of the leading scorers as a sophomore, he's just absolutely incredible from what I've seen in the 13 and 49 seconds that I've known this man. Goes through the 5-hole of Ryan Carter. Now Hayden Wiltsey going after it. He'll try to make a play. as Manuel Valcarcel, the freshman, pops this one way up, back to Valcarcel, off the chest of Tyler Welty, another freshman, goes back out to Jaden Tossey on the far side of the field. Connor Bellata deflects it away, and it rolls out of play. Excuse me. Throw it in by Damian Broadhurst, and it's saved by Marcus Brown. He's kind of hit the ball flying around all day, but he's able to hang on to it and make another shot and make another save. Kick stays low. Tyler Welty keeps it in his hands. Well, you know what I mean, not in his hands, but still in his possession. As Ryan Carter sends Josh Roselle down. Now here goes Carter with a good run. He's kind of outmatched by the Green Wave defense. Now this, oh man, a hard kick off of Cooper Bannell. He might be a bit shaken up, but it goes out of play. Honestly, even after that kick, Bannell seems not phased at all. I wouldn't be surprised, though. He's a big, strong man. I mean, in terms of how fast Cooper Bannell can run for his build, I think he's around 6'2", I would imagine. And for his build, for his strength, he absolutely runs incredibly fast for what he does and how he is. Off the head of Gavin Dillard, and it goes out of play. A substitution for Glassboro. Coming on in is number 17, Jordan Brown, the freshman. And coming out of the game is Gavin Dillard, as we had mentioned before. Looks like Audubon didn't make any particular substitutions, but now dropping on in is Trent Bannell as this ball falls back down to earth. Now 3 men colliding for the ball, all going for it, all with the same passion. This one's going back and forth. It misses Broadhurst. Popped up by Mikhail Kelly, back down off the head and off the left side of Tyler Welty. Now this one's going to go far. Bannell will not sprint after this one. Instead, John Perosi will save it with a short throw that goes past Giordano. I don't think he had the best read on it. Now it goes back out to Rodriguez, who deflects it off the foot of Fitzgerald for the Bulldogs. Now it goes back out, and it will roll out of play as Vassell went for that one, or Vassell, excuse me, but it wouldn't go.
Hey, Damien,
Desmond Vassell.
Damien, stay up. If you're playing striker, stay up. Stay up, Damien. Got to score.
Liner on a short bounce to Atakan Ozdemir.
Make that run.
And that one will roll out of play towards the head coach, Mike Tomasetti, over there. Oh, Broadhurst completely missed it. And it stays in Glassboro's possession for now, but look at this. Damian Broadhurst kind of making ends meet, and it's saved by Marcus Brown as he avoids a potentially catastrophe-ridden collision with Connor Bellata. That almost was trouble. Now falling to the ground is Wiltsey. He'll stay up on this one, and it will roll out of play right at midfield, adjacent to the scorer's table. Thrown back in. Broadhurst with a short kick. This one will go out back to Hayden Wiltsey. Line drive, and it gets deflected by Vassell. Ozdemir really wrestling. Oh, come on. Wrestling him to the ground is Josh Roselle, and that will not be favored. That will not be taken kindly by Audubon, as he was really back and forth with him. And this will be a penalty kick by Josh Roselle. I mean, he was back and forth all the way. And really more shoved him down, if you will. Here's a liner. Bounces off of Bannell, and Brown missed it! That's a goal for the Wave. Oh, it was offsides. My apologies. Offsides. We got a big roar from the crowd over here. Sincere apologies. We stay scoreless. My goodness. So they had a good shot at a goal. And now look at this. Bellata. Now back out to him. He stays in possession. Here's Bellata. It gets deflected. It's still in play. Roselle has it. Broadhurst. Oh, just to the left of the post. Oh, that was so close. Real close there. That one's bounced up. Perosi has this one roll out of play. Nothing really going there. Just about 20 minutes in as we speak. I don't know why the time just froze up on me, but see if we can fix that real quick. Time is not frozen. I just don't know what's going on there. Cooper Bannell back out to Ozdemir. Ryan Carter has it. Good crowd here in Audubon. Probably maybe about 100 folks or so showing up, but that one will roll out of play. Let's try to fix this little thing here with the time. Yeah, we're trying to fix that. Hold on. I don't know why it's not showing up for me. This one will roll. Liner. Back out to Bannell. And I'll be offside on the kick. 21:54. I don't know what's going on with the website. It's not updating my time. This one will go out of play, no problem. All right, there we go. We got it back going. We got the time back. Don't know what happened there. Scoreless, 22 and a half minutes in. Here comes a line drive kick off the head of Kelly. Oh, it just missed Bellata. Now back out to Roselle in Audubon's possession. Trying to be taken in by Ethan Roth, who will deflect this one, and it goes out of play. Here comes a strong kick from Wiltsey. And it's in. There we go. No offsides that time. No problem. Hayden and Tyler with a combo for the ages. And it's 1-0 Green Wave.
Hey, Coop, you can't leave 11 open out there. Somebody's got to be on number 11. They got a goal. Wake up. Here we go. Hey, take it off. We got him, Bob. We got him, Bob.
Audubon on the board. It's 1-0, 23-21. How about that? This one will roll well past Wolak. A collision with Atakan Ozdemir. Doesn't go anywhere, though. Remains out of play. Batted off the head of Broadhurst. Back into play. Wiltsey almost making a collision there with Desmond Vassell. A sophomore now bounces off of Broadhurst. Broadhurst is going to have a good run at this one. Does this one go? Collision with Vassell, and he goes out of play. Hard collision with the sophomore Vassell. But no harm, no foul. No pun intended. Oh, presume that is Connor Bellata. We'll throw this one in, or kick it in from the corner. Everybody's lined up in their formation. Bellata. Here we go. Short kick on the ground. Back into Glassboro's possession, but look who's coming. It's Ryan Wolak, and it's out of play. .24:54 approximately. The clock that you see in the top left corner of your screen may not be 100% accurate, as I am not an official, and I don't have the greatest reaction time when somebody scores for me to stop the clock. Cooper Bantle brings it down, back to earth. Tyler Wiltsey gets Roselle to knock it down. Broadhurst back out to Tyler Wiltsey on the far side. Now back out to, that would be number 15, who's not on our roster, but Tony Giordano is going to be right there to make the play. Roselle has it. This one might be trouble. It will not for now. Tyler Wiltsey comes flying in. And now also to the ground goes Trent Bantle. Now Josh Roselle and Bantle go to the ground. It's a comedy out there. It's a circus of players flying all over the place. You'd think with all those players flying around, you'd think this was Cirque du Soleil on a soccer pitch, but it's not. So now once again comes sliding in is Trent Bantle. Really a whole lot of high-intensity action. Now that Glassboro's down by one, they're going to want to match that. Bounced, off the mid-range, midsection, whatever you want to call it, for Jaden Tossie, and it goes out of play. 1-0 Audubon, 25-26, 26-27 actually, and counting. Here we go. This could be trouble. Ryan Carter lining this one up to number 15, who bounces this one. He's going to try to line up a shot to Carter, who's going to go to the left side, and that one is in no man's land. That was a good shot, just went to the left side. So now to the right of the goalpost, Makayo Kelly, the senior, also runs track and field in the winter. With a good shot, over the middle. Batted up in the air by Broadhurst, brought back to the ground by Bellata, who kicks this one back out to Hayden Wiltsey, who's got a good shot at this one. This one to the right side, he does a little misdirect. He gets him in trouble. Here's Vassell, now back out to Wiltsey on a bit of a deflect and a reflection and a out-of-bounds ball. That was really close. That was really a back-and-forth possession there with Wiltsey, Hayden Wiltsey, that is, and Jaden Tossie, the junior, number 3, the junior midfielder. Really making a good shot. From the corner, thrown in by Broadhurst. Here it comes, going down with it. And it'll be kicked back towards midfield, but Giordano says hello to Wolak, missed by number 15, we don't have rostered. Popped up by Wiltsey, this might set him up. Here it comes, back out, and we got a whistle blown.
Put it in, Hayden! Put it in, Hayden! Hayden, put it in that far corner, Hayden.
This one might be trouble. Here goes Hayden Weltsey with a kick, and it is... Oh, that was close. Marcus Brown deflects it up in the air, and on a bounce, he saves it. This one's over the middle. Bounce back by Mikhail Kelly. Coming down with it is Manuel Valcarcel. Look at Giordano. And a whistle's blown. Popped up. This one's coming down. Brought back up, basically straight up by Emirhan Kier. And whistle's blown again. 29:47, about 10 minutes left in the first half. We'll have our halftime report, and then we'll have our break for another 40 minutes of soccer here in the opening round, the round of 16 of the NJSIAA South Jersey Group 1 tournament between 7th-ranked Audubon and 10th-ranked Glassboro here at the turf. Coming down with it is Weltsey, and a whistle is once again blown. A lot of whistling going back and forth. Some back and forth action here involving Gavin Dillard, who's back into the game. Also, Ryan Clark is making an appearance on the far side of the field. Back out to Cooper Bannell. He's going to relay this one on a short bounce to Tony Giordano. Here comes a kick. Balata trying to save this one, preventing it from getting to Emirhan Kier. Or Desmond Vassell, for that matter. Now it goes back out. Atakan Ozdemir has it. Ryan Clark is going to be in real defense mode here. Here comes Ryan Carter with a kick, and it goes to the right side and behind the goalpost. Like I said, Glassboro's had a lot of great shots. Just either John Perozzi's blocked them or they've barely missed a goalpost. And they've barely missed a net. Maybe by a few feet, if I'm being generous. Here's Mikhail Kelly, who's going to line this one up once the whistle's blown for another kick. Booyah. Back up the right side. Hayden Weltsey, nor number 15, knock it down. And this one will roll out of play. Damian Broadhurst on a bounce gets it to Connor Balata, who's going to stay in play. Now he's out of play and out of bounds for that ball. Jason Stocklin, the freshman, who usually plays either JV or reserve varsity, actually taking care of some of the ball-carrying duties today. And that one has no shot. Connor Balata had a good shot at that one, but it goes nowhere. Coming into the ballgame is number 18, Jacob Fitzgerald, and coming out as number 15, the non-rostered fella. We'll ask one of the Glassboro parents when we get a chance at halftime. Figure out. Here's Desmond Vassell. Throws it in on a bounce. 2 bounces. Gets it to Ozdemir. Wow, that is a powerful kick. Covers half the length of the field. Goes to Trent Bannell. And that one goes out. John Perozzi will not do anything, and it'll be Mikhail Kelly who kicks this one. 33:03. Still counting. Like I said, the clock may not be entirely accurate, but it's for broadcasting purposes to give you a general look at how time is going in this game. Remember, 40 minutes per half and then a 10-minute break. Here's Matt Rodriguez. The junior back out to it, number 16, Manuel Valcarcel. Back out to Hayden Wiltsey. This one might have a chance. Connor Bellata, that one goes nowhere. Back out to the ball carrier, Stockland. Damian Broadhurst, the senior, looks to throw this in from not quite the corner, maybe 10 or 15 feet out of there. He'll heave it in. This one has a chance. It's coming down. Oh, that's close. Another save by Marcus Brown. He's had maybe a half dozen great saves today, whether they're diving or sliding or jumping. He's done it all. Except allowed that one goal, right off of Matt Rodriguez's face, and he's going to go down. He got drilled right in the face. It came up and hit him. So clock will stop at 34-13 to kind of check on him, make sure he's okay. And he will stay in the game. That was just a bit of a rough hit. $34-14 and counting. I mean, as soon as you see that, that's just an unlucky bounce, really. You know, nothing you can do about that. Just wrong place, wrong time. As now Ryan Clark, with some help from Ethan Roth, gets it out of play. From the corner, it's Ryan Wolak, I believe, back there. No, that's not Wolak. That's maybe Broadhurst. This one's back and forth, back into Glassboro's possession. Bounced up off of Ozdemir, and whistle's blown. Now back into play, back into possession, and Connor Bellata sends it into no man's land. Oh, wow, Cooper Bandel took a big lick, or rather a, still big hit. Took a big hit to the face. But he's still okay, he's still rolling, no stoppage in play. And no stopping Gavin Dillard, as he's still got a good run going, except for Mikhail Kelly, who's going to take this one away. Now he's going to try to pass it. He's going to try to outrun Emerhan Kier. Now here goes Connor Bellata, who's got a chance, and he will try to relay it. He keeps it in play, and now he gets... Oh, man, he got shoved out of play by Jaden Tossie. They've had a back-and-forth history in this first 36 minutes, approximately. And this will be kicked in from the corner. Hayden Wiltsey will be the one to take care of that. He just got a yellow card. Hayden Wiltsey just got a yellow card before he could even throw it in, and that's not what you want to see, but don't know what that's all about. So yeah, he'll be taking out freshman RJ Homa, who recently has been starting varsity in the last couple of weeks. He's coming in. This one will be thrown in now by Broadhurst after Wiltsey got the yellow card. It's back into Glassboro's possession, so that will do no good. But Mikhail Kelly brings it down, back out to Roselle, who's getting back into the speed of things. This one will go to Broadhurst, who keeps it in play right on the yellow line. Gets past Fitzgerald. Now back out to Emerhan Kier. To Rodriguez. Rodriguez kicks it to the right of Roth. Back out towards T-Set over there. On the far side, Trent Bannell sliding. Roselle. Connor Bellata with a shot. He kicks this one Back into Glassboro's possession to Manuel Valcarcel. Popped up. RJ Homa can't get this one. Now back out to Kelly, and whistle is blown. Right out to my equipment bag and off of my table. There we go. Just about 2 minutes. They're kind of telling him what to do. About a minute and a half left, 90 seconds. Glassboro trails Audubon 1-0. Kicked by Ryan Wolak. Off the head of Makayo Kelly. And out of play. Kicked by Tossi, a line drive. Coming down with it, Bantle gets back up. Roselle, line drive kicked by Kier. Here comes Carter with a shot. Makayo Kelly back in his possession. Collision with Kelly and Carter, and it goes out of bounds. Back at it again is Ozdemir. Rodriguez had a shot, but he gets blocked by Bantle. Now to the close-up side to Homa, and that will end the first half. At least we're only 10 seconds off on our board. It's Audubon Green Wave. They lead by 1 over the Glassboro Bulldogs. We'll see you in about 10 minutes for the halftime report, and then we have 40 more minutes of soccer in the NJSIAA Group 1 playoffs, the round of 16 for South Jersey Group 1. We'll see you in about 10 on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting exclusive live coverage of South Jersey boys varsity soccer on this wonderful Monday afternoon. There we go. We're back at the almost at the conclusion of halftime from the Green Wave turf. It is the Audubon Green Wave 1 and Glassboro Bulldogs 0. This has been an interesting game so far, with the one goal being the Wiltsey and Wiltsey show. Hayden Wiltsey and Tyler Wiltsey combine for a goal about, I'd say, maybe 25 minutes in, and we still have 40 minutes left to play, so it is still not over. It's very interesting to see how good these defenses are playing. And like I said, as an aberration to last time against Haddonfield, the last regular season game for Audubon this year, what really stuck out to me was that Haddonfield had spent a lot of the time on their side of the ball. Basically 90% of the time they had the ball in their possession on their side of the court. And we'll see if that changes, but we still have 40 minutes left to play. The whistle was just blown. We're just about to get back underway. You're watching Dan Wilkins broadcasting coverage of NJSIAA Group 1, first round of the playoffs. I don't know who's credited with the goal and who's credited with the point, but... Okay. All right. Yeah, luckily we have a wind screen on this thing, so we don't end up running ourselves into some trouble with the wind. We had that versus Sterling earlier this year. That was rough. So Glassboro will be on the left side of your screen. Audubon will be on the right side of your screen with the respective goalies. Marcus Brown and John Perozzi really having some great defensive games. And so we did get some confirmation from some Glassboro friends that Chris Martinez is number 15. Wasn't listed on our roster from Mr. Alexis Mendoza. But it'll be okay in the end. Lining up on the right side of the ball is number 6, Gavin Dillard, followed by number 11, Atakan Ozdemir, as now breaking out from their huddle and going out back to the field is the Audubon Green Wave. They lead 1-0, 40 minutes in. We still have another half left to play as Connor Bellata and Trent Bannell out there. Here we go. Back going again. Off the head of Tyler Wiltsey and out of play, and that's how this second half begins. Matt Rodriguez bats this one down. Back out to Emerhan Kier. As now Connor Bellata really trying to make ends meet. They're trying to get... Now back out to Damian Broadhurst. Lining it out. Look who's trying to save that one. It's Marcus Brown. Look who's got this one. It's number 16, Manuel Valcarcel. That one just got off the yellow line. It stays in play. Goes down. Roselle. You can hear the line judge loud and clear. You sandwiched him. Here's Ryan Wallach, the senior. Obviously, with the glare, it's kind of hard to see, but he kicks this one with his right foot. Good gracious, that's a line drive. Back out to Brown, and he deflects it with his right hand. From the corner, Connor Bellata looks up with his left hand and kicks it On a short one down goes Emerhan Kier, and this one's going well out of play into the permanent construction site. The reason why I call it that is it's been the same equipment there for like 5 years. Nobody's done anything about it. Jaden Tossey. Floater. Just past Gavin Dillard. Tyler Wiltsey. Back out to Bellotta. And that one goes out of play, and he comes crashing into the fence.
There he is, Coop. He's right in front of you. That's the guy you got to watch. 1-1.
Off the head of Atakan Ozdemir, number 11. Now back out to Kier. Here comes a short kick down to the ground. Goes Matt Rodriguez. Stays back up. Back in front of it is Kier. Picked up by Tyler Wiltsey. Back out to Broadhurst. And this one goes to the right, rather to the left of Marcus Brown. Comes a kick to the left side, bouncing up in the air to Broadhurst. Rolls off the shoulders. I think that's of Emerhan Kier. And it rolls out of play. Now to the Audubon sideline. Off the head of Manuel Valcarcel. Bellotta tried to keep it in play, but to no avail. No success there. Tony Giordano is going to roll in. Here comes the throw. And it goes just to the right of the goalpost. That was really close. Whistle is blown. 44-38, just approximately. Here comes a strong kick. Back out to Tyler Wiltsey. As this one bounces up in the air. Ryan Wolak couldn't get it. Now back out to Roselle. Wolak to Wiltsey. Wiltsey back into Glassboro's possession from Kier to Ozdemir. The two are apparently cousins, from what we learned. Going flying down is Ozdemir. Batted back down by Vassell. Desmond Vassell. The sophomore midfielder. Now here comes Tyler Wiltsey, who will try to keep this one in play at least, but with a big block from Ethan Roth. And Ethan Roth prevents that from being any trouble, but Damian Broadhurst with a line drive, and it goes off to the right side. No successful kick there. Jaden Toss, has been kicking in those soccer balls all afternoon to the left and right of the Glassboro goalpost. This one's off the head of Cooper Bannell, now batted back down. This one goes to Ryan Wolak, who's going to try to make something work out of this. A line drive, now to Bellotta. Wiltsey. Goes past Tossey. Stays in the possession of Glassboro with, not Valcarcel, Vassell. There we go. Oh. Tony Giordano keeping that one in Audubon's possession. It was in Glassboro for a while on the far side of the field, but now the Green Wave have it back. Roselle with double coverage from Valcarcel and Emerhan Kier. That one goes out of play to the Green Wave sideline. Oh, off the chest of Valcarcel. Tyler Wiltsey now back out to Hayden Wiltsey, who got the yellow card earlier. Here comes Broadhurst, just to the left, up in the netting. Here comes Jaden Tossey from his right foot. Comes right off of Emerhan Kier. Now back out to Ethan Roth. Rodriguez over the head of Wolak. This one's got a chance. Gavin Dillard. Collision with Wolak. He keeps it in play until he does not, and it's going to be out of bounds there just to the left side of the goalpost. I keep thinking John Perozzi's going to kick it or punt it in some sort of way, but no. Makayo Kelly is the main man, just like Jaden Tossey is for Glassboro. Here comes the liner. Coming down with it. Bounces right off the midfield line. Roselle gets a bit faked out. And Adakon Ozdemir and Josh Roselle, they've kind of had some pleasantries. And, yeah, not exactly kind to each other. And, referee gave him a harsh warning saying, hey, don't do that again. Because both of them have been all over each other all afternoon. Connor Bellata on the far side of the field. He's outnumbered 4-1, and it goes out of play. Good block there by the midfielder, sophomore Desmond Vassell. Oh, right off of Brown, but it gets in. It's the Green Wave two-step. That one gets in. Couldn't tell who scored on that one, but make it 2-0 Audubon, 50-13 in. We're all good. Yeah. Do you know who scored on that? I couldn't tell.
Connor.
Oh, Bellata? Well, if Connor did score on that one, they're so surprised. He's the leading scorer for the Green Wave, has been all season.
No foul down there, Trent. No foul near our goal on that kid. No foul.
50-13 on the clock.
No foul! No foul!
Broadhurst getting this one in Audubon's possession, and it will roll out of play. And a whistle's blown. Audubon has that 2-0 lead. They don't want to let it go to waste. They don't want to let it rot. They got to keep that lead if they want to win. This one popped up off the head of Wiltsey, comes back down to earth, missed by Roth. He now does a little misdirect, goes back out to Tossy. Roselle, back out to Broadhurst. Look at Hayden Wiltsey. He's running like his life depends on it, and it rolls in! Make it 3! Josh Roselle! Look at the man! He's the man of the hour, Josh Roselle. How about that? Comes flying around there. Well, that was fast. It was 1-0 at the half, and then Audubon said, you know what, we're going to pile it on. 51-13. We're back rolling. 51-13 on the clock. This one will roll. Oh, wow. Ozdemir almost stopped it. But I gotta say, for a team that hasn't lost since October 8th, this is impressive by Audubon. Wolak with a little back kick. Collision with Kier. And that one gets trapped. Stays in play. Ozdemir trying to make this one anything other than a shutout as Carter keeps rolling with it. Here comes the kick. Comes back in on a hop. Bellotta deflects it. Back out to Roth. Roselle, who scored just a few minutes ago, if not less than that. Very recently, that is. Connor Bellotta missed that one. He goes down to the ground, falling on his hind end. Here comes Gavin Dillard. Back out to Anakan Ozdemir. It goes to the right side. Trent Bandel keeps it in play. It's getting pulled a little bit is Kier. Makai O'Kelly makes sure that that has no chance of going anywhere whatsoever. That one went all the way out to the chain link fence out there. Maybe on a few hops. Here we go. With the senior Ethan Roth. The defenseman looking to kick this one. Or rather, no, it is Kier, and it goes nowhere. Oh, Makai O'Kelly. Fooled me. A sharp kick there by Kelly. As Trent Bandel goes, He's obviously very high energy as it goes back out to Ryan Clark, but now it's in the possession of Anakan Ozdemir. Now to the right side. It stays within the yellow line. Ryan Wolak trying to keep this one in his possession, but he will not as he lets it jog out of play. Makai O'Kelly, known for kicking those liners. See if he has another one in his books. Yeah, there you go, another liner. Right at midfield, over the head of Broadhurst. Now back in the possession of Glassboro. Back out to Manuel Valcarcel. And a collision back-to-back with Vessel and appears to be Bellotta. Now we're staying back in play. We keep grooving. We keep rolling. Connor Bellotta gets it in! Holy Toledo! Connor Bellotta with his second goal of the day. 4-0. 54-38. I gotta say, way to save all your energy for the playoffs. Yeah, you may not be in the win column against your divisional opponents, but racking up 4 goals against a team that hasn't lost since October 8th. Almost a full month. back rolling again. I just realized they put it at 30 minutes. Uh-oh. Here comes a liner, and John Perozzi's got it. We'll fix the clock as needed. Here comes the kick back out to Bannell. Yes, we know the clock's not at 30 minutes. It's about like 55. We're going to put it at 60 and stop it there.
I think it's the angle. I think it's...
Here goes Ethan Roth. Collision with Broadhurst. Swinging around. Back to Keir. Collision with Clark. Holds that one. Down goes Roselle. Clock is stopped. Yellow card on, I believe somebody on Audubon. Number 12 on Glassboro. Okay, that would be Emerhan Keir then. So. Now this is getting rough. Alexis Mendoza, the head coach of Glassboro, obviously not happy with the line judge. He's trying to defend his player. And there we go. Yellow card on the head coach. He's still arguing out there. The coach is going to get his money's worth whether he likes it or not.
Forget about that guy now. Not so close. Don't worry about it. Not so close. Don't get a card. Forget about it.
Game like baseball. All right, come on, let's go. Get off your power trip. Let's go. Let the kids play soccer.
I think everybody's getting a little restless. I mean, in a playoff game, it's high intensity, and when you're down 4-0, it can get intense. And sometimes it's not even the players on the field. The head coach for Glassboro is going a la Lou Pinella. Goes to the goalkeeper, Brown, who kicks this one on a little floater. Back off the foot of Martinez, Chris Martinez, as we mentioned earlier. Now Roselle. And that one is whistled out of bounds. This one will go back out to Gavin Dillard, and it will roll out of play. Substitutions coming in. R.J. Homa for Audubon, and that appears to be Emerhan Keir, who had been yellow carded earlier. Now Ethan Roth will throw this one in. On a bounce, goes to Carter, and that one's immediately out of play. Didn't get it. That one's out of play. Out towards our friends on the sideline. We're going to start running the clock again. We don't know if it's really anywhere accurate, but because we accidentally lost our time. Giordano right at midfield, back to Bellata. Bellata, no. Wait a second, no, that was close. Brown almost didn't get up in time, and we almost had a Ryan Clark goal. Broadhurst to Bellata. Back out to Kier. We've been yellow carded maybe 3-4 minutes ago off the head of Bannell. Cooper Bannell, that is. Going down to the ground and holding his right arm is Jordan Brown, the freshman. And it's now obviously Jordan Brown had been clenching at his right arm.
Ran into a loop.
Yeah, he basically got hit by a freight train. But I can imagine with still, I think, about 19 minutes left. I can't say for sure, but just still. Oh, off of the left foot of Kelly. Line drive by Bannell. Goes out. Off the chest of Carter. Now off of Ozdemir. And that one goes to the left side by Ozdemir. No chance there. Substitutions now once more. Connor Bellata getting some rest coming in as the sophomore Blaise LaFrance. We'll see if he can make anything happen. See if we can see some light at the end of the tunnel. Makayo Kelly with a potential hard charge. We'll see how fast he gets this kickoff. Yep, there it is. Line drive. Off the head of Carter, goes halfway across the field on a big volley to the right side. Perozzi saves it before any intervention by Jordan Brown could be made. As the throw to the right side on the far end of the field, back to Tony Giordano. But look who's hard charging. It's Ozdemir. RJ Homa, or rather that's Hayden Wiltsey on the far side. I saw number 3 and then, you know, big ploof of blonde hair, and we realized that's not Homa, that's Wiltsey. One of 3 juniors on the squad. Popped up, misses Clark, and back out to Marcus Brown. Here comes a throw to the right side to Gavin Dillard. This one, Makayo Kelly basically tripped up. Now right at midfield, right on the yellow line. Kelly's got this one again. He's able to rebound. With a little collision with Brown. He's all over him. And Kelly goes down. No whistle. Brown has this one. Falls in front of Clark. Now back out to Broadhurst. Clark gets past Roselle. He gets it to Ozdemir instead. LaFrance kicks it up, and that'll be an incidental. That kick was really extended. His right leg was up in the air like he was a punter. What's that? Yeah, that could have been real trouble. And the whistle's blown. This is on Glassboro, by the way. So this will be a penalty kick. Taken in by Atakan Ozdemir, the Turkish sophomore. Actually, no, he'll stand to the left. Ryan Carter with a liner that goes nowhere. I think the wind also might have been a factor, although it's not really blowing in that particular direction, but still, with that wind, it is something to think about. Kelly kind of stutter steps a little bit with a short kick to LaFrance, or rather to Giordano, but it's blocked. Here comes a kick, and Perozzi will not have a play on it as it goes to the right of the goal post. over the middle. Towards the right, trailing just a little bit to Carter. Still in the air. Still hasn't hit the ground. It finally does. Takes a hop. Back out to Cooper Bantle. Hits off the cleat of number 6, Gavin Dillard, the freshman. Blaise LaFrance, now 2 guys going down. And 1 guy going down hard. That's number 12, Keir. He's still on the ground. Broadhurst helps him up. Now Brown, Marcus Brown that is, kicks it and hitting both off of Martinez and Broadhurst. Roselle making this happen. Oh, coming down to the ground there, still making a kick, is Ozdemir. But this one could be trouble. Broadhurst with a collision. Off the head of Wolak. Takes 2 bounces. Gets past Dillard. Ryan Clark on the far end on the corner goes out of play. We think it's 66-09 just about. Don't know entirely for sure because I had lost my timer at like 54 minutes, so I wanted to resume it once it got to 60. That might not be entirely accurate, and, don't want to interrupt what these line judges and these NJSIAA referees are taking care of here, as this one, 14 minutes left? Okay, so 66 is about right. Surprised I guessed on that one, I got it right. Ryan Carter with a kick that goes nowhere. And again, a lot of groans from the Glassboro side. Trent Bantle from the far side of your screen. Oh, I thought he was going to kick that one in. Instead, Cooper Bantle, his older senior brother, will kick this one. Oh, that was a good block by Tossie. Now to Roth. Roselle almost had that one, but Cooper Bantle, goes down to the ground as Bantle. I'm going to be quite honest here. I don't even think these players are roughing each other up harder than we've seen before. It's, if anything, the yellow cards are from, pure negligence of the morality of how you're supposed to play high school sports. That one, just missed, but the whistle was blown for, I believe, an offside. Liner from Tossie. Stays up in the air off of Carter. Bantle keeps it up. Stays on the ground thanks to Emerhan Keir. Mikhail Kelly blocks it and brings it out of play. Brings it really into no man's land. Ryan Wolak. Back out to LaFrance, and this one will be an easy play for Marcus Brown. Liner from Brown. Right at midfield. Bounced off of Dillard. Back out to Roth. Roselle with a collision. Keeping it in play. Wolak with a shot. Now it goes back out to Roselle. Really back and forth here. Ryan Clark trying to keep this one in. Bounces up. This one might be close. Here comes Roselle, who's going to have a little short-handed kick as this one rolls right at midfield, and it will bounce out of play on 2 bounces. That one goes out of play. We're going to have a substitution. Coming in is Kanasachi Ugana-Afere, the sophomore, Kanasachi. Bounce back out to Roselle. With Broadhurst. Oh, and down goes Broadhurst. That was rough. Really, everybody's been kind of each other's worst enemy. It's not that these players loathe each other or anything. They're being rough with it. I mean, it happens. But unfortunately, when it gets out of hand and when you have parents and coaches getting involved and making a scene out of it, it doesn't help. It doesn't help the players' emotions, doesn't help, officiators' emotions or, their leniency. Saved by Marcus Brown on a hop. Brown looks to roll this one in possibly. No, he'll kick it instead.
Win that.
Kelly bounces it to Martinez, but Broadhurst gets it first, gets to the ball first. Broadhurst still in his possession. He kind of really backtracked on that one. Ryan Clark on the far side. He looks to save this one. He breaks the ankles, if you will, of Ethan Roth, excuse me, and prevents it from being any issue. This one's popped up, out towards Clark and out of play. That one's out of play. Right at midfield, Jaden Tossey. Line drive. Broadhurst hits it right off of his head. Still in the possession of Atakan Ozdemir. Now back out. Ozdemir still has it. Makayo Kelly on the far side. Right at the corner where that yellow line and that orange flag is. It's still in play. Everybody's going after it, and look who's got it. It's Ryan Wolak. Prevents it from being any threat to Glassboro or Audubon. Damian Broadhurst waits on it for it to come down. Now it goes back out to Keir. Keir, line drive. Perozzi saves it. It goes on a roll. It gets past him. From the corner, Jaden Tossey again. This one's a short kick on 2 hops. And it goes out of play. About 73 minutes in. I don't know why it didn't update. Keeps doing that. All right, hold that thought. We'll try to get the time back when we can. Down is Carter. He gets back up. Broadhurst. Brown saves it.
Push up! Settle that. You got time.
Ugana-Afere trying to save this one from being any trouble. And this one will roll and roll. But Ozdemir keeps it in play. Now a collision with Homa on the far side, and it rolls out. 75 minutes, by the way. Just trying to figure out what's going on with this. Oh, I think we got it back. Yes, we did. 75-18 on the clock. Just about, I should say. It's not always accurate to the highest degree. Audubon appears to be, unless a momentous collapse happens, Audubon appears to be advancing to the round of 8 in the NJSIAA Group 1 South Jersey tournament bracket, the championship. Cooper Bantle pops this one up. They will face the winner of Woodbury and Haddon Township. I would imagine that Haddon Township might be winning that game, but we don't have live updates. So, obviously, if you check highschoolsports.nj.com, you'll be able to see the scores of that game and all the different games in the NJSIAA tournaments and all the other tournaments going on. Just this happens to be the one that we're covering. In the closing minutes, we'll give you our little wrap-up and our post-game interview, assuming that Audubon wins this game. Ryan Carter back out to Ryan Wolak. He misjudged it, and it stays up. Rolls out of play. Way to get my heart rate up. What's that? I don't know. It went 20 feet over my head, but I still ducked for it.
Pronounce that guy's name wrong or something?
I don't know. Liner back out to Tossie. That was kicked in by Ozdemir. Ugana Efere trying to make this work. Back out to Roselle. He's got a hard charging opinion on him, and he's got a hard charging agenda. He's got to try to whistle it out to the left and to the right side. Try to whisker it out, and it didn't get it. Here comes a line drive from Ethan Roth. Now back out to Gavin Dillard. Dillard has it. Wolak now to Kelly. Back in Audubon's possession. And this one will stay inside the yellow lines. Kelly's not going to try to rush it in any way, but it goes back out to Broadhurst. Back out to Roselle. He'll have to run a long way for this one, and it rolls out of play. If you're looking for more coverage of exclusive live broadcasts on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, tune in on Saturdays. The 115-pound division of the West Jersey Youth Football League has its 8th week as the Oakland Cougars face off at home against the Belmar Purple Eagles. Tune in on Sunday at 11 a.m. for the 140-pound game. The game on Saturday should be at 2 p.m. Game on Sunday should be at 11 a.m. all times Eastern Time. Damian Broadhurst with a little floater. It was going to stay in Glassboro's possession, but Ryan Clark said no. And that one goes well to the right. Here comes a liner off of Brown, and he holds on to it. That was close. Almost became trouble.
Okay. What's that? Okay. All right, good. I'll be there. Thanks.
Ryan Wolak bringing it out to Ugana Ferre. Ozdemir has it. Ozdemir trying to stay in bounds. That one's rolling right on the yellow line. Kelly, collision with Dillard. And he'll be pushed out there. Ryan Wolak in the closing minutes, if not seconds, of today's game, bounces up off of Ryan Clark. Back out to Ugana Ferre. Number 18, who does not get anywhere with that. Also, obviously, if with Audubon 99.9% likely to advance, if it's home or away, we should be still covering the playoff games, regardless if it's home or away. We'll be a traveling crew. Clark, that one just went out. Just crossed the yellow line. And now that one will roll out of play. Back and forth, just rolling the ball out of play a lot. See him. Oh, no, I don't see him. I'll see. Broadhurst heaves it in with two hands. Off of Tossie, off of his head. Goes out of play. Okay, so our clock is off by a decent margin, but here comes a liner on the ground to Ozdemir. And now he's going to try to bring this back. Hard charging is Ozdemir. Clark, and it gets knocked out of play by Dillard. That's out of play again, back to back there. Wolak on a short bounce to Kelly. Now Perosi. And there you go. Winners in the round of 16, the Audubon Green Wave. They take it home in a 4-0 shutout of the Glassboro Bulldogs. Glassboro hadn't lost a game since October 8th, and now they are back in the loss column and out of the NJSIAA Group 1 tournament. Well, that one was fun. It was 1-0 at the half and then 3 goals in the second half. We'll talk about that after the post-game interview. We're going to try to get Josh Roselle over here, the senior midfielder and striker who scored a goal today. We'll try to get him over to our booth, but we'll mute our mics for now, and we'll see you in a couple of minutes when we get our post-game interview. guy, waiting for our guy. All right. If one of you guys want to call out. All right. My recruit man. Let's try to adjust that. All right, we're waiting on Roselle. All right. Should have told him to take his time. I'm not trying to rush him.
It's all good.
I got all the time. All right, let me just doing good. All right, let me turn this around, make sure that everything is good. All right, we're both in frame. Move over just a little bit.
This way?
That way.
Oh,
That way.
okay.
Yeah, there we go. All right, well, we have our post-game interview here with number 11 senior Josh Roselle. He had the third of Audubon's 4 goals today. Connor Bellata had 2, as Cooper's kind of messing with us a little bit back there. But Hayden Wiltsey also had 1 as well. And you had the third goal of the game out of the 4. Did you feel after you scored that goal that Audubon had a really good shot of taking that one home?
A 3-0 lead's always better than 2-0. I mean, 2-0, they scored, splits the lead in half. 3-0, you're sort of in that position. You just ride the game home and take the win.
I mean, well, after we went to the half, after 40 minutes of play, and it was 1-0. That did kind of concern me a little bit, considering that, with Wiltsey's goal, the Wiltsey and Wiltsey combo, if you will, that was the only goal of the first half, and Glassboro couldn't match that. But the fact that they had some good offensive pieces and some guys like, with number 10, I forgot his name already, Ryan Carter. Yeah, Ryan Carter. Ryan Carter is one of 2 guys on the team with over 10 goals on the season. Some of those are even challenging numbers of Connor Bellata's goals that are in another world at this point. But after it went to the half at 1-0, did you feel at all concerned that you guys were maybe slipping up a little bit?
So Glassboro came out with a lot of energy, and I respect that. Number 10, I think we're talking about, he's a
Ryan Carter.
Very good player, but Trent stepped up as a freshman. He took the role he needed to play, and he pretty much took him out of the game. And I think Trent has a lot of responsibility in today's result.
Trent also has a lot of responsibility, I think, in the future of this Audubon organization, because as a freshman, with him taking the role that he has and being such a great leader, whether it's, being with the team or statistically just scoring goals left and right, getting points left and right, with all these seniors that are leaving the team next year, there's only 3 juniors and only a handful of sophomores. For guys like Trent Bannell, do you think that in the next couple of years, after these seniors and juniors move on, do you think that core of Bannell, of Tyler Wiltsey, do you think that they'll have a lot of success in the next couple of years?
I think if they keep putting in the hard work and showing up to practice, giving it their all like they have been, I think they could do great things in the future.
And with the round of 8, one last thing. The round of 8 will be the winner of Woodbury and Haddon Township, who play today with NJHighSchoolSports.com. We don't know the final score of that yet. I think it might even be a night game. But for that round of 16 game, whether you face Woodbury or Haddon Township, what do you think is your team's game plan going into the round of 8?
Just get them early, get them down early, stay strong like we did today, keep up that hard work, keep up that pressure, and good things could happen if we play like we did today.
All right, congratulations on the goal, congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much.
Moving on to the round of 8. Thank you, Josh.
I'll see you later.
All right, well, the final today, Audubon 4, Glassboro 0. They shut him out at home with goals from Josh Roselle, as we had just talked to, 2 from Connor Bellata and 1 from the junior Hayden Wiltsey. It's been a good one as the field is emptied out behind us. 4-0 Audubon. We'll see you sometime when the round of 8 comes around between either Woodbury or Haddon Township. We'll see at the end of today who they end up facing for the next round. From Dan Wilkins at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, I'm signing out. Hope you all have a great night. Stay safe out there. Happy November, and we'll see you next time.